Mm. Mm. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Cook Plate Repeat. You know, I am on the path, I am on the hunt to find the perfect fried chicken recipe that's gonna produce and give you that crispiness, that crunchiness, that juiciness when you bite into it. I'm gonna show you 2 ingredients that you can use to accomplish just that. Let's get started. Here are our ingredients. We have rice flour, cornstarch, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, cayenne pepper, sazon, and we have about 2.5 pounds of chicken wings right here. Just make sure that, guys, before you move forward, that you clean and wash your chicken thoroughly and pat it down. All right, so the next step in this is just what we're gonna do is pour our seasonings into our chicken, and we're gonna season our chicken up. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, so now it's time to season our chicken. We're just gonna go ahead and put in our garlic powder, onion powder, our black pepper, and our cayenne pepper. Okay, we have some sazon here. We're just gonna mix this in. Make sure everything's nice, well combined. And guys, I've made this recipe over and over again. I'm telling you, cornstarch and that rice flour is gonna bring out a lot of crispy and crunchy texture in the chicken. And when you crunch into it and bite into it, when people start eating it, the only thing you're gonna hear is crunch, 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 crunch. That's all you're gonna hear. Chicken, the meat inside is so moist and juicy. You're not gonna be able to stop yourself from eating. I'm telling you. I'm gonna show you, and as I always do, what do I do after the second fry? After the second fry, I always take a taste test so you can hear that crunch. It's not all about the crunch, it's about the moistness of the chicken as well and the juiciness, but that crunch is a game changer, I tell you. Okay, so our chicken is well seasoned. We're gonna wrap this up, put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Now you can go 30 minutes, but at least you need an hour to allow this to properly marinate. You can go 2 to 4 hours, or you can even do it overnight, it's up to you. But we're gonna allow this to marinate for about an hour. We'll see you back around that time. Okay, so now that our chicken is marinating, we're gonna go ahead and get our wet batter created, okay? So again, we're using cornstarch and rice flour. And again, guys, the ingredients will be in the description box below. All right, so let's go ahead and just dump in our rice flour and our cornstarch. Okay, want to make sure that you get all that cornstarch out of there. Sometimes it sticks, and cornstarch is very light, but it's powerful. It's light, but it's powerful when you use it in the fried chicken. So now we're just going to give this a good mix. Make sure everything's mixed up well. And a little trick that I use, guys, because sometimes using this whisk doesn't get everything mixed up well, what I like to do is this. Now use my spatula and fold everything in, because if rice flour or cornstarch is stuck somewhere, I can make sure that it's evenly combined and mixed this way. So I use a combination of the whisk and the spatula. And if you're using all-purpose flour, using your spatula helps out a lot, because even after you initially whisk it and you use your spatula, you can see where the all-purpose flour hasn't fully mixed in with everything else. And so this is just like a nice little hack that you can use to make sure that everything's mixed in well and well combined. Okay, I'm just gonna use my whisk again. Okay, so this is a very important part, guys. All right, so I'm gonna have at least 3/4 cup of water here. So this is about 3/4 cup of water. All right, so what I'm gonna do is mix this in, pour this in a little at a time. All right, because we wanted to make sure we had the right consistency. A little bit, and just mix. See that cornstarch and that rice flour absorbs that water. Make sure everything's mixed in there. Add some more. Now I'm gonna switch to my whisk. All right, gonna add some more water. You just want to take your time and make sure everything gets mixed up well, because you want kind of like a pancake batter consistency, but not too thick, but not too loose. Okay, looking pretty good. Make sure I get all that rice flour and cornstarch off the side of the bowl. And, mix aggressively a little bit. Add a little bit more water, just a little bit at a time. this is the batter that's gonna coat our chicken. This cornstarch and rice flour is gonna do all the work as far as giving us that crispy, crunchy, and light texture, okay, to our chicken. And after you fry this, guys, the first and second fry, it's gonna look like restaurant style chicken. It's gonna look like street food off of the street. And you can make this right at home. Okay, I'm add a pinch more. That looks good. That looks really good. Get that a little bit more mix. Now, this is gonna sit a little bit because we're gonna have to turn on, make sure our oil's up to temp. So at this point right now, guys, go ahead and turn on your stove to heat up your Dutch oven or your pot so that your oil can be coming up to temp. All right, we're done with this wet batter. It came out really nice. And now we're gonna go to the next step. Okay, guys, you see this consistency? This is what you want. See how that isn't too thick, but not too loose. That's what you want. All right, now we're ready to go to the next step. Okay, guys, our oil's up to temp, our chicken is seasoned. We have a wet batter, and I have this pan to catch the drippings from the wet batter before we put it into the hot oil. Now, this has been setting for a little bit. Remember, this is cornstarch and rice flour mixture with water. Sometimes what happens is after it sets, everything gets congealed and it kind of gets a little thick and it floats to the bottom. So just give it a little stir, okay, to get it ready for the chicken that's going to be put in here. All right, so now it's time to dip our chicken into the wet batter and put it in the hot oil. So we're just going to do this. Okay, we're going to just let it drip. Okay, I like doing this type method. Back and forth, sway back and forth. All right, and then we're just gonna put it in. Same thing. And repeat this process for all of them. Make sure it gets in there good. Let it drip. And put it in. Again, guys, this is gonna be some super crunchy, crispy, tasty, and moist meat inside these wings. These wings are gonna be super crispy and crunchy. And you're gonna get a little messy doing this, and that's okay, all right? You're dealing with wet batter, all right? So just let it drip for a few seconds. Sway back and forth. This is my little method I do. Sway back and forth until it stops as much as possible. Now go right in. And you don't need a lot of this, you know, cornstarch and rice flour. I use a half a cup because this wet batter goes far. All right, you just go right in. And we're gonna do about half. We're gonna have 2 batches. And you can see my temperature went down. It was at 370. Now it's down to 330, and that's what we want. I'm just gonna turn it back on here. That's what we want. That's a good first fry temperature. All right. In we go. And I'm gonna tell you, you know, I've tried potato starch, you know, our Korean fried chicken video, potato starch and wheat flour, and I feel this is the crispy and crunchiest way to make chicken. I mean, I love my Korean fried chicken, especially by itself. Korean fried chicken by itself, you don't really need any sauce at all. You know, after you season your chicken and you put in the potato starch and then let the hot oil hit it, that's all you need, you know? You don't need any sauce. And it's funny, you know, there was when I first tried this method, testing it out, I had my wife take a bite of it. She almost couldn't handle it. I tell you, she bit into it, but you heard that crunch. And I'm gonna show you guys a little clip in this video. You heard that crunch, boy. This is cornstarch and rice flour party wings. Let's hear the crunch. But after she crunched into it, she was like, this is really good, nice and moist inside. She said, I outdid myself. So I'm showing you guys this recipe. Now, when you make this for a gathering, let them know where you got this recipe from. All right, don't take all the credit for yourself. Tell them to tune in to Cook Plate Repeat on YouTube. All right, we're gonna go one more. That's a big one right there, folks. I'm gonna sink my teeth into this one. This is a man's chicken wang. Wang, wang, man's chicken wang. Hell yeah. All right. All right, so we're gonna let this cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. The reason I say 12 to 15 minutes because these chicken wings are bigger than your normal chicken wings, okay? These drum or drumettes are bigger. So 12 to 15 minutes for the first fry, and we'll see you back around that time. And I'm gonna go ahead and get cleaned up. Let's see how our chicken wings look after the first fry. So look at that. They look nice and golden brown, all right? That's excellence right there, people. Excellence, first fry. And again, what a fresh fry does is it makes sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through, okay? So what we're gonna do is now take these out, let these rest, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our second batch in. Nice and crunchy looking. And for me, guys, I'm telling you, you know, I've had a lot of chicken in my life. And yes, chicken tastes good and chicken is chicken, meaning that whatever you get out of KFC for that moment is good. But it's time to elevate our chicken. Let's do something else that's different. Let's get that crunch factor in our chicken, you know, let's make it enjoyable, let's make it fun. And this is how you do it. You double fry and you use ingredients that make the chicken crispy and crunchy. That's what you do. I mean, aren't you tired of the same old chicken? I mean, everybody's tired of that. Let's do something different. Let's do something fun. You know, double fry is the way to go. You hear that whistling sound. That's how you know it's good. That whistle. Now you might be asking, you know, he's using all drums, where are the flats? Well, I like drums better. To me, it's more meaty. I don't have nothing against flats, but I like drums better. Now, let's go ahead and put our second batch in. All right, guys, our first fry is complete. Look at our beautiful chicken. That chicken is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, look how crispy it is after the first fry. Look how juicy it is too. You can see some of the juices came out of this one. Look at this one. Look at that. All the moisture and the juiciness is held inside, and we see that the crust is tight and crisp. You even see the ones back here. All right, now this is just the first fry, folks. We got one more fry that's gonna lock in everything and is gonna enhance the crispy and crunchiness of this chicken. So let's go ahead and proceed to our second fry. Now, as you can see here, folks, I have potatoes in here. And again, like I said in my other video, the potatoes filter out the oil and keep it clean, okay? So let's go ahead and put in our chicken. Just gonna put a first batch in here. Let's put this on, let that go down a little bit, that splattering. This is a good tool to use, guys. The splatter guard is worth its weight in gold. Get one from Amazon. This splatter guard helps keep your stove clean, helps keep your kitchen clean, so you don't have a lot of cleanup. All right, so what we're gonna do is put the rest of our first batch in here. Just gonna move that around. Our oil temperature went down. We're gonna put this splatter guard over everything. Now, let's recap what we've done. We did the first fry, okay? When we did the first fry, we made sure our temperature was at like 360, 365, all right? Because when we put our first batch in, that temperature is gonna reduce about 20 to 30 degrees. And we'll be around 330 to 340. That's what we want to be for the first fry, okay? For about 12 minutes. Now, I said about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on how big your chicken wings are, okay? Now, this is the second fry. After the first fry, before we put in our chicken for the second fry, what we do is make sure that our temperature is at least 375, 380, okay? So the same thing's gonna happen. Even though this chicken is cooked and it's not cold, it's gonna reduce the temperature. The temperature is gonna go down. So when we put it up at 380, you know, our temperature goes down to about 360, and that's what we want. And so we're gonna fry this chicken on the second fry for about 8 minutes, around 8 minutes. Now, if you don't have chicken that's big and juicy as this, then, you know, you're gonna reduce your second fry frying time. Okay, so we see you back around 8 minutes. All right, guys, it's time to take out our first batch of our second fry. Let's see how good it looks. All right, look at that. That's the first batch of our second fry. Even more golden brown. Beautiful, isn't it? Nice, crispy, and crunchy texture. That's what we want. So we have achieved our goal, people. If you are at this step, you can go take a victory dance right now. You are the man. You can say, I'm the captain. I'm the captain. That's exactly right. You can say that. And if you're a woman, you can say, I am the queen. I am the queen. Now, let's set this to the side. All right, man, I tell you, I love cooking fried chicken, boy. Fried chicken, fried chicken, fried chicken, especially when it's done right. Eat yourself to death, boy. Oh, yeah, boy. Ah, yes, Lord. That second fry got that skin tight and crunchy. I'm telling you guys, you make this, don't let anybody just come over and eat your food. You make this for people who are special in your life, because this is a lot of love that went into this fried chicken. KFC ain't got nothing on me. Who's the colonel? I'm the colonel. That's exactly right. I'm the colonel. Not only that, folks, we got some nice fried potatoes to eat in between frying. The best thing in the world. Keeps your oil clean and it tastes good. All right, so let's go ahead and put in our last batch of our second fry, okay? Or the second batch of our second fry. And we got our splatter guard on standby. Tell you guys, if you don't have a splatter guard, get one. Get one right off of Amazon. All right. So we're gonna go about 8 minutes, people. We'll see you back around that time. All right, guys, as always, we'll always check the temperature of our meat. So we know that our temperature needs to be 165 degrees. So these just came out. So look at that. It's over 165, 200. That's really good. All right, around 200. So all these are around 200 degrees, so the meat is cooked, fully cooked, and is ready to be eaten. Always good to check your temperature of your meat. Okay, it's time to take out the second batch of our last fry. Again, we see golden brown texture. That's what we want. All right, so we're gonna turn our heat off, and we just put them over. They're nice and floating. That means they're done, but we're always gonna double check like we did last time. I'll check this one. As you can see, 218 degrees, so 165 degrees is done, so this chicken is done. It's ready to be eaten. And we're gonna check one more. All right. This one just came out, so it's definitely past 165 degrees, so she's done. Okay, guys. Good rule of thumb, always check to make sure your chicken is done, even though you think it's done. I tell you that rice flour, cornstarch mixture, I have to tell you, I like it a little bit better than just plain old Korean fried chicken, which just uses potato starch. You know, I get more of a crunch out of this. So just look. Now, as always, and let's put this back over, but actually, let me take my potatoes out because I don't want them to get overly done. Take these jokers out, stick them right here. So we're gonna take some that have already been cooled. Look at that. You hear that? All over that piece of chicken. You know what that means? It's saying, eat me, eat me. All right, now some we just took out. Look how tight. Ooh, you hear that? Ooh, hear that crunch? Hear that crispiness? Ooh, that's what you want. This is what you want. This is real crunchy, crispy chicken. We're gonna let this cool off, and then we're gonna take our taste test or our bite test. See you back in about 5 minutes. All right, guys, our chicken is done. Let's go see how it looks. Okay, look at that, look at that. Nice, crispy, crunchy goodness. That chicken is saying, eat me. Look how nice golden brown it is. Not overly cooked, it's just right. Now, there's one thing left to do. We always gotta take a taste test. The cook must taste his creation. Let's see how crispy and crunchy this chicken is. Rice flour and cornstarch. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one should I select? Let's go with this one. Okay, folks, here we go. Look at that. Nice and moist inside. Crunchy, crispy, flavorful. I can definitely taste the seasonings that's in this chicken. Let's take another bite. I'm so pleased. I done it again. Guys, this is the most crispy, crunchiest chicken I have made thus far. Secret ingredient, 2 ingredients. Rice flour, cornstarch. Guys, I had to take a knee. Wonderful chicken. Again, this recipe is fire. This is my new go-to recipe, and it should be your new go-to recipe too. Thank you for watching. If you like this recipe, please like and subscribe. Again, from my kitchen to your kitchen, much love. We'll see you next episode. But remember, fry hard and stay crispy. We'll see you next episode.